Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to our new channel, the Rise of Financing Valley. So today I'm here with a new Maya session. New Maya topic is how does the internet actually function? So hello Maya, how are you? Are you ready for my conversation, Maya?
I'm definitely ready. Basically, the internet is just a massive web of connected computers. When you search for something, your device sends a request, like a digital letter, through your router and cables to a server. That server finds the data you want and beams it back to your screen in tiny pieces called packets. It happens almost instantly, but it's really just a giant game of pass the message. Does that make sense, or do you want to dive deeper into the technical side?
Thomas for asking Maya. My next question is from you that please tell me what is the internet actually made of and how do people connect to the internet? Answer me Maya.
I'm a bit lost on the first part. What item are we talking about? Tell me what it is, and I'll be happy to tell you what it's made of and how I'd remember it.
My next question is from you that please tell me what is Wi-Fi and how does it work? How does satellite helping internet function? Answer me Maya please.
It's basically just radio waves. Your router takes the internet coming from a cable and turns it into a wireless signal. Your phone or laptop then picks up those waves and turns them back into data. As for the client, that's just your device. It helps by sending a request back to the router, basically saying, hey, I need this specific page or video. And the router handles the traffic to make sure the right data gets to the right screen. It's kind of like a conversation where the router is the translator and your phone is the one asking the questions. Does that clear it up?
I thank you so much. My next question is from you that please tell me what happens when you research something online and how do mobile internet work? Answer me Maya. I'm waiting for your nice answer.
When you research something online, you're basically using a search engine as a middleman. Instead of you searching every single computer on Earth, the search engine has already crawled the web, meaning it sent out bots to index almost every page available. When you type a query, it just searches its own massive index and gives you the best matches in milliseconds. As for how the internet evolves, it's all about standards. Groups like the IETF and W3C decide the rules of the road so that a computer in Tokyo can talk to a server in New York without any glitches. We've moved from simple text pages to the high speed interactive world we have now, and we're heading toward things like more seamless AI integration and faster connectivity. It's it's a wild system when you think about the scale of it. Does that hit what you were looking for, or were you thinking of something more specific?
Thank you so much. So my next question is from you that please tell me what are data packets and why is internet so fast today? Answer me Maya. Please give me answer.
It's mostly thanks to fiber optics. In the old days, we used copper wires, but now we use thin strands of glass that transmit data as pulses of light. Since light is the fastest thing in the universe, we can move massive amounts of data across the world almost instantly. Plus, we have edge computing now where companies store data on servers closer to where the people actually are. So the signal doesn't have to travel as far. It's basically just better materials and smarter shortcuts. Does that make sense?
Thank you so much. So my next question is from you that please tell me what does www mean and why what is this server? Answer.
Stands for World Wide Web. People often confuse it with the internet, but they're actually different. The internet is the hardware, the cables and routers, while the web is just one way we use that hardware to access pages and documents using a browser. And yeah, it definitely involves servers. Every website you visit is stored on a server, a powerful computer that stays on 24/7, waiting for someone to request its data. When you type in a URL, you're essentially asking that specific server to send you the page. Does that answer your dad's question, or is he looking for something more technical?
Okay, so Maya, thank you so much for your nice answer. So Maya, my next question is from you. Dad, please tell me what is the difference between Wi-Fi and mobile data, and what is an IP address?
The main difference is how you get the signal. We, FI, comes from a local router that's usually plugged into a wall, creating a small bubble of internet in your
Maya, thank
home
you
or
so
office.
much. So Maya, my next question is from you. Please tell me what is DNC and why is it important, and how does video streaming work on cinema?
I'm not entirely sure what UPS and Humanities DNC refers to. Could you clarify that part for me? As for video streaming, it's basically buffered delivery. Instead of downloading the whole movie before you watch it, the server sends the video in a steady stream of small chunks. Your device saves a few seconds of the video ahead of where you are. That's the buffering. So if the connection dips for a second, the video keeps playing smoothly. It's like a conveyor belt of data. What do you mean by the first part, though?
Thank you so much. So my next question is from you. Dad, please tell me how do emails travel across the world, and how does internet security work on cinema?
Think I'm missing something. Do you mean how we travel the world virtually through the internet, like with online classes or virtual tours? Or are you asking about how the physical cables actually connect different towns and countries?
Thank you so much. So my next question is from you. Dad, please tell me what is our appreciation on the internet, and how do we have to use the internet?
It's a pretty deep. No worries. I think we might have just had a little glitch in the conversation. We were talking about the internet and how people use it. Did you want to keep going with that, or is there something else on your mind? You've gone quiet on me. Everything okay, or are you just thinking?
Thank you so much. So my next question is from you. Dad, please tell me that. So how are countries connected to the internet, and what are underwater internet caps? Answer that.
Let me check on that. It's actually as it's actually wild, but most of the world is connected by giant cables lying on the ocean floor. People often think the internet is all satellites, but over 99% of international data actually travels through these underwater fiber optic cables. They're basically thick, armored strands of glass that beam data across the sea using light. They have to be incredibly tough to survive the pressure and the environment down there, but they're the reason you can load a website from another continent in a split second. Pretty cool, right?
Please tell me like so. Who invented the internet, and how does online learning work? Answer while waiting for your nice answer.
A little confused. What is '09 learning? Could you tell me more about that so I can give you a real answer? I've heard that '09 is basically a digital brain for big companies. Instead of just having a bunch of spreadsheets, it uses a knowledge graph to connect all their data in one place. It uses AI to predict trends and figure out things like demand forecasting or how to manage a supply chain more efficiently. Basically, it helps businesses play what if with their data to make better decisions in real time. Is that what you were asking about, or are you referring to something else? Still there? You've gone quiet again.
So much, Maya, for
Just let me
asking.
know if
So,
that
Maya, my next question
explained
is from you
'09
that
for you
recently,
or if
how
you want to
do
switch gears.
hello, Maya, I'm saying that how do online game connect players and how do video calls work?
Nice to meet you, Hanson. Online games work through a constant conversation between your device and a server. Every time you move your character or press a button, your device sends that data to the server, which then tells every other player's device what happened. If there's a delay in that conversation, that's when you get lag. As for video, it's similar to what we talked about with streaming. The video is broken down into tiny pieces and sent over the internet. Your device puts those pieces back together in the right order and plays them back so quickly that it looks like one smooth movement. Does that make sense, or do you want to know more about the log part?
Maya, thank you so much for your nice answer. Maya, my next question is from you that please tell me what is the cloud storage and how do you send information?
Cloud storage is basically just running space on someone else's computer. Instead of saving a photo or a document on your phone's hard drive, you're sending it over the internet to a massive warehouse full of servers like Google Drive, iCloud, or Dropbox. The way the information gets there is through the same packets we talked about earlier. When you hit upload, your file is sliced into tiny digital pieces, beamed across those underwater cables we mentioned, and stored on a server in a secure data center. Then, whenever you want your file back, you just request it, and the server beams those pieces back to your screen. The best part is that since the data isn't stuck on one device, you can access it from your laptop, your tablet, or your phone as long as you have a connection. It's like having a digital locker that follows you everywhere. Does that give you the detail you were looking for? Do you want to know how they keep the data safe?
Thanks, Maya, for asking. So, Maya, my next question is from you that please tell me why do websites have the need and then what happens when the internet is slow?
When the internet is slow, it's usually because there's a bottleneck somewhere. Think of it like a traffic jam on a highway. Either too many people are trying to use the same connection at once, or the signal is struggling to get through, maybe because you're too far from your router, or there's physical interference like a thick wall. In technical terms, packets of data start getting lost or delayed. When a packet doesn't arrive, your device has to ask the server to send it again, which creates that annoying lag or those spinning loading circles you see on videos. It's basically your computer and the server stuttering because they can't keep the conversation going at full speed. Does that sound like what you experience when
So much for asking, Maya. So, my next question is from you that please tell me how do information travel online and how do smartphone access websites? Answer.
I'm a little stuck on the first part? When you say provision travel online, do you mean how we book trips and flights or something more technical about how data travels? As for how your smartphone accesses websites, it's a team effort between your between your browser and a DNS. When you type in a website name, your
Maya,
phone
thank you so
doesn't
much for
actually know where that
asking.
is.
So, yeah, please answer me, Maya.
Peace to you too. We've covered a lot of ground with the internet today. Do you want to keep exploring or are you all set for now?
Thank you so much for asking, Maya. So, my next question is from you. Please tell me how does music streaming work and can the internet work without humans? Answer me, Maya. I'm waiting for your nice answer.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help you make sense of it all. You've got some great questions. Anytime you want to dive back into the tech world or talk about something totally different, I'm here. You've gone quiet again. You still there or are you heading out?
My next question is from you, Dad. Please tell me, like, so, what is the broad internet and how does the internet connect the world?
When people talk about poor internet, they usually mean a connection that's either slow or unstable. Like we mentioned before, it's basically a digital traffic jam. Either the bandwidth is too low, meaning the pipe isn't wide enough for all the data, or there's too much interference, causing those packets of information to get lost on the way. It's frustrating because it makes the world feel a lot smaller and slower.
Thank you so much for your nice answer. So, my next question is from you, Dad. Please tell me, how do social media platforms work and what happens when click on the link?
Social media works by using an algorithm, which is basically a set of rules that tracks everything you do, what you like, how long you look at a photo, and who you follow. So it then uses that data to build a profile of your interests and feeds you more of what it thinks will keep you on the app longer. That's essentially a giant feedback loop designed to grab your attention. As for clicking a link, it's like a digital handshake. When you click, your browser sends a request to the server where that link lives, saying, hey, this person wants to see this page. The server checks if the page exists, grabs the data, and beams it back to your screen. If the link is broken, it means the server can't find the page, which is why you get that 404 not found error. Does that make sense, or do you want to know more about how the algorithms actually think?
So much, Maya, for asking. So, my next question is from you, Dad. Please tell me, how do we upload file online and how do download work? Answer me.
I'm a little confused by download world cancel. Could you tell me what that is? But as for uploading a file, it's basically the reverse of downloading. Your device takes a file, breaks it into those tiny packets we talked about, and sends them across the internet to a server. Once all the pieces arrive,
Thank you so much for asking. So, my next question is from you, Dad. Please tell me, how do we upload, how do search engineers verify website and how does artificial intelligence use the
I'm a bit confused about the email part. I can't send emails, but I can give you the answer right here. When you search for a website, your browser uses that middleman we talked about earlier, the search engine. It looks through its massive index of the web to find keywords that match what you typed and ranks the most relevant and trustworthy sites at the top. As for scientific data, it's usually handled differently than a regular social media post. Scientists use structured data, which means it's organized into very specific formats like spreadsheets or databases so that other computers can analyze it accurately.
So okay, so my first question is from you, Dad. Please tell me, how do social media platform work and what happens when we click a link? Answer me, Maya. I'm waiting for.
Sure thing. So, at a basic level, social media platforms are basically giant databases. When you post something, it's stored on a server, a powerful computer, and then the platform's algorithm decides who gets to see it based on your interests and who you follow. As for clicking a link, that's basically you sending a request. Your browser tells the server where that link lives, and the server sends back the data, the text, images, and code. That makes the page appear on your screen. It all happens in a fraction of a second. Does that make sense, or do you want me to dive deeper into that algorithm part?
Thank you so much for asking, Maya. So my next question is from you, Dad. Please tell me, like, so how do we upload files online, and how do download work? Search engineer verifying website and artificial intelligence use internet. Answer.
Uploading and downloading is basically just moving data between your device and a server. When you upload, you're sending a file from your phone or computer up to that server. Downloading is just the reverse. You're asking the server to send a copy of that file back to you. For finding websites and how AI uses the internet, it starts with a search engine. When you type something in, the engine looks through its massive index of the web to find the most relevant pages. AI takes it a step further. It doesn't just find a link, it actually processes the information across millions of pages to understand patterns and synthesize an answer for you. It's like the difference between someone giving you a library catalog and someone actually reading the books for you and summarizing them. Which of those parts sounds most interesting to you?
Asking Maya, and we appreciate you. Good answer. So my last question is from you, Dad. Please tell me what is the difference between the web and the internet, and how does public Wi-Fi work?
People use those terms interchangeably, but they're actually different. The internet is the massive physical infrastructure, the cables, routers, and satellites that connect computers globally. The web, or the World Wide Web, is just one way we use that infrastructure to access information, specifically through websites and browsers. Think of the internet as the tracks and the web as the train running on them. And it's for public Wi-Fi. It's basically a wireless router that broadcasts a signal to anyone in range. When you connect, your device sends data to that router, which then plugs you into the broader internet. Since it's open, though, it's usually less secure than your home network because other people on the same signal can sometimes see your traffic. Do you usually use public Wi Fi or do you stick to your own data?
For asking Maya. So please give me last advice to my audience, Maya.
My advice to your audience is this: stay curious. The world is full of complex systems, from the internet to the way our own brains work. And the best way to grow is to never stop asking why and how. Don't be afraid to dive into the technical stuff. Once you understand how things work under the hood, the world feels a lot more open. Keep exploring.
Thank you so much for asking, Maya. Thank you so much for your nice advice, and thank you so much once again your precious time and your podcast. So viewers, I'm ending this session. This is all my Maya. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Allah Hafiz.